Welcome to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas. As parents, we know nothing is more important than the health of our children. And when the need for expert care arises, we want top-notch professionals armed with state-of-the-art technology. And that's just what you'll find here at Phoenix Children's Hospital, and a lot more, because they also address the needs of the child. While some hospitals are a maze of white corridors and oversized furniture, Phoenix Children's is a colorful, interactive, kid-friendly place, making a hospital stay a lot less stressful for the entire family. And that begins when a child arrives and is given an iPad to use during the entire course of his or her stay.
My name is Sabrina Gwynn. I am Ian's mom. Ian is a frequent visitor here to PCH. He has a severe medical condition called chronic intestinal pseudo-obstruction, so his gut acts like it is obstructed when it's not actually obstructed. So any type of thing like a cold or something like that can tend to shut down his gut, and when that happens, we usually end up here. I'm pretty much here 24/7. I do not leave unless I have to, so I'm here for hours upon hours with him.
I'm David Higginson. I'm the Chief Information Officer here at Phoenix Children's Hospital. When the patients come into the hospital, they're really disconnected from everything electronic that's taking place in the hospital, and the only really way they're interacted with is verbally for the most part. We recognize that pretty early, especially some of our patients are in here for a month at a time sometimes in isolation because of their disease. And so we want to reconnect them not only to what's going on at the hospital so they could look at their lab results and maybe things that were clinically important, but really get connected back to their family and their community. We have over 400 rooms here at the hospital, and every single room has an iPad in it. People don't have to wait for an iPad, it's there right way for them.
Well, it makes you have fun, and you can also watch movies on it. Oh, and you can also play games.
Cox has always been a big supporter of Phoenix Children's, and many initiatives they've helped us out with as we go along. Obviously, we're a not-for-profit hospital, so we don't have lots of money to spend on these things. So this generous donation has meant that every single child here at the hospital has a difference in their stay. They're happier, their patient satisfaction is higher, they're able to play games, talk to their friends, and so really making that direct difference in the patient's life here is really important, and it's not something I get an opportunity to do. So when that came along, I was so grateful to Cox to help us out and actually make that a reality.
We actually bought an iPad whenever Ian was first being diagnosed, just to give him something to do while we were here. And now it's nice so that the kids have them readily available whenever they become inpatient. We've traveled to several different hospitals, and none of the other hospitals out of state for his condition, and none of the other hospitals have iPads in their rooms for kids. And I think it's awesome. Great way to help kids who need the distraction from everything else that they go through.
Phoenix Children's is so very grateful for our partnership with Cox. It's not just like a typical relationship with a vendor where we get a service and we pay a bill. Cox has demonstrated over and over again their commitment to the hospital and the children of Arizona, and we're very, very thankful for that. We're thankful for the donation for the iPads, but we're really thankful for their ongoing support in a lot of different ways. It's not just with this one project, and it's very special when we have a partner like them who are not interested in the profit, they're not interested in making a new sale, they're truly interested in making this hospital a better place.
Staying connected to family and friends is all part of the healing process, and that's why those tablets are so important. Stay tuned, because when we come back, some wonderful teachers will get the support they need. It's all good news on Doing More, so don't go away. Welcome back to Doing More. Today I'm at Phoenix Children's Hospital, where children receive expert care in an environment that's colorful and visually interesting. From the architecture to the artwork on the walls to the patient rooms, everything here is bright and cheerful and creates a very special place for healing. Teachers understand too the importance of creating the right environment for learning. Recently, some Cave Creek Unified teachers received a very special visit and the recognition they deserve.
In 2008 was my first year as superintendent, and this district did not have a foundation that was dedicated just for the needs of the district. The mission of the foundation is supporting our students, plain and simple, supporting the teachers to support our students. The volunteers who are the trustees are the most hardworking people that want to give back to their community, and to the students that are going to be our future.
A parent in my class used to be on the board, and he saw that we needed technology in our classrooms, and so he suggested that me and another group of teachers get together and we write a grant seeing if we could get technology in the classrooms and in the hands of our kiddos. Classroom won 10 different iPads. We went down to the Apple store and we were given the iPads and we celebrated it. We took pictures together. I'm just extremely grateful to CCUEF.
And it grew into a wonderful program called Rock the District. Rock the District is a known name now up in this community. Every year it has gotten bigger and bigger. We have performers, music and lights, students from our high school who help with the advertising. They help with the marketing. They are hands on stage.
Rock the District means coming together as people no matter where you come from or what you believe in. It was about 800 people that were watching me play on stage with an elevated stage with lights. It was just such an experience.
It is a fundraising vehicle. You get more people to come to that because of all the bands and the music and the food and the event.
Being in Rock the District is really, truly amazing because for young musicians to be on big stages in front of a lot of people, you get to see all the change that impacts these kids, and then seeing the impact of how popular it's gotten and how many people are coming and raising money for the event. It's just really amazing.
And that's what you want because they're our future leaders and they're getting to walk hand in hand with the leaders of our community and in our schools. Grant the District starts with a school bus and giving out the grant awards for the teachers. And then the big bus rolls up and we have balloons and flowers and all these people get off the bus and eventually there's a big check and they realize that the bus is there for them because they received a grant.
Sanderson Lincoln is a community dealership. It's a family-owned dealership, and it's very important for us to be involved in the community. Teachers and students really are the ones that inspire the rest of us to be involved and to come back and participate from year to year.
They're helping out every single student that's in the district. They're making a difference.
CCUEF to me, it's love. It's love of public education. It's love of children. It's love of learning. And it's just one big family of love. And they're constantly renewing it every single day with all the things that they do.
Congratulations to those wonderful teachers. School should always be a place where kids feel safe and loved, but bullying can be a big problem. That's when it's good to have friends like Arizona Cardinals' David Johnson in your corner. Let's take a look.
Today, the Arizona Cardinals and Cox Communications are bringing Running Through Bullying with David Johnson to schools in the greater Phoenix area. We've invited 20 students from 4 different school districts to come get a VIP experience, learn about the anti-bullying message from David Johnson himself, and have a great time here at University of Phoenix Stadium.
The reason we wanted to start this was because when I was growing up, I was a victim of bullying. And you know, with my platform that I have now, I want to be an influence to kids and be a light for kids, especially kids that's been bullied, who's been in my shoes. You can have a successful life. You can get through the bullying, you can push through it, stay strong. When I was growing up, I was about middle school, 5th grade, and we had a neighborhood bully. He was a kid that always picked on me.
Running Through Bullying program is a 3-part program. The first part is what we're doing here today. All of the ambassadors representing the different school districts will be here and learn about the program and what they are to do when they go back to their schools. Part number 2 is when they're in the schools executing a 6 to 8 week program teaching other youth about the anti-bullying message. And part 3 is an essay contest from all of the different school districts. The winner of that contest will have a special appearance from David Johnson, cheerleaders, Big Red, and Cox Communications.
You can make a difference for these kids, and I think if a young kid is looking up to a football player like David Johnson, or if a young girl or young boy is looking up to a cheerleader, because to them, you know, football players, cheerleaders are someone that they look up to, it gives you a unique platform to be on just working within the organization.
Go Cardinals! Bullies, you should stop bullying, because if you don't, people are going to treat you how you treat them.
I would like to thank David Johnson for this program so kids can stop bullying people.
It's very nice of him to create this kind of program because it's encouraging other people to speak out loud.
Bullying spreads around, then there's not going to be happiness everywhere.
We are sending a message to all people who are being bullied.
We're all having fun.
Bullying and suicide is probably the biggest thing that's going on with students in schools these days, and it's such a traumatic thing that's going on. It's really impacting kids.
I'm a registered nurse and I work in an emergency department, and we see a lot of children that come in that are feeling suicidal or have already acted on their suicidal ideations. They get these horrible thoughts in their heads and they get depressed and they get anxious and they start having all these problems, and so that's where I kind of see it firsthand, and so that's why it's really important to me.
This is my community. So anything that we can do to improve the state of our community, I'm all for it.
My biggest thing I want to do is just hopefully be an impact, be an influence to those kids, whether they're being bullied or being the victim. I just want to hopefully be a light to those people.
I'm sure that was a fun outing for those kids. Speaking of fun, we're going to check out a play zone right here at Phoenix Children's Hospital. You have to see to believe. Don't go away. Welcome back to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas. We're here at the Child Life Zone at Phoenix Children's Hospital. 3,800 square feet of kid-friendly fun. There's a theater, video games, pinball machines. There's even a television studio where kids can create their own television program. Country music legend Garth Brooks was a huge part in making this all possible. Kids have the opportunity to play with his guitars and even interact with his memorabilia. You never even know you're in a hospital, and that's precisely the point. While the kids are playing games and having fun, Mom and Dad know a host of talented and caring professionals are on staff and ready to serve.
My name is Rhonda Girard. I'm a pediatric neurologist and epileptologist at Phoenix Children's Hospital. I've been working here for about 10 years. Most of my work focuses on kids with neurologic conditions, specifically children with epilepsy and seizures. Epilepsy is a condition in which a child or an adult experiences recurrent, unprovoked seizures. We typically diagnose it once a child has had 2 or more unprovoked seizures. And unprovoked means that they were not caused by fever or immediate trauma. We're very lucky in Phoenix because we have an epilepsy team here at Phoenix Children's Hospital. We have a team of 6 physicians that are dedicated entirely to the care of children with epilepsy. We also have other colleagues who specialize in general neurology who also partake in the care of children with epilepsy and seizures. The epilepsy monitoring unit is basically a dedicated unit for children with epilepsy, seizures, or suspected seizures. Each room includes monitoring equipment, so an EEG is running continuously. Not only is an EEG running continuously, but there's also video monitoring by a technologist who sits and looks at the screen to make sure that the EEG recording quality is appropriate and that the patient is always on camera, because we don't want to miss any time during the patient's stay here. Here in the epilepsy monitoring unit, we have this control room, which we call Control Central. We have all the monitors, and each monitor is linked to one patient room, and these monitors are continuously being reviewed and monitored by the physician and the technologist. The recorded brain waves are then analyzed by the epileptologist who's taking care of the patient during their stay. These rooms are equipped for patient comfort as well, because we want them to be happy while they're here, because they sometimes stay up to 7 days in our epilepsy monitoring unit. We are equipped with a lot of things that make the stay fun. We have child life specialists who come on a daily basis, engage them with crafts, arts, painting, coloring. We have ongoing activities on the television, live bingo. They pick from books, they pick their own meals. They love being here because they have spaghetti for breakfast. I've never met a child who said, "Let me go home." They always want to stay longer because they have so much fun here.
Hi Kate, how are you?
I'm good.
How's your day going?
It's good.
The parents also feel comfortable because the rooms are equipped with beds, sinks, microwaves, fridges. Best of all, we end up pinpointing the child's diagnosis. And then of course you have the physician who's dedicated for their care, who's seen a lot of patients like them and is up to date with research, the latest advances in science, medications, and so on. Having this epilepsy monitoring unit provides a big step towards finding that cure, a big step towards improving the care of children with epilepsy. It gives hope, it gives better outcome, overall improves the life of children with epilepsy.
What a great program. We showed you the Child Life Zone with all of the fun things to do, but sometimes a kid just needs something soft to cuddle, and that's where Ruth and Rooney come into play. Welcome, Ruth.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you. How long has Rooney been a pet therapy dog?
Rooney is my 4th therapy dog, and she's been doing this for about 3 years. She is a pleaser, as you know, she'll sit here all day and let you pet her. But she also is an active dog, and so she has other jobs. I think there are some dogs that can just be couch potatoes, but most dogs need a job to do. I drive into the parking lot and get her out of the car, and she knows where she is. She just is so excited to get here.
Let's talk a little bit about what you do here as a volunteer. What do you love about the pet therapy program?
I cannot imagine my life without dogs. And the dogs provide so much comfort to the kids. We'll visit kids before they go into surgery. It's just something else to concentrate on instead of just laying in the bed worrying about what's going to be happening.
Ruth, do you have a favorite memory of your time here, of Rooney's time here as a therapy dog?
We had one child that was here for a while, and the dogs were one thing. The parents, the nursing staff, the child life staff saw that the dogs made a great deal of difference in how that child responded to therapy. And the dog was used as a distraction when they tried to do medical interventions with the child. So those are some of the things when we get to see the child over a period of time grow and improve and actually get out of here.
And thrive.
Yes.
Exactly. Now you have a big fundraiser coming up next month, right? Talk to us a little bit about that.
So Dine With Your Dog is a fundraiser that supports the Animal Assisted Therapy program here at Phoenix Children's. It's going to be February 11th down at Heritage Square. You bring your dog, and there are people, volunteers, that take care of the dogs while you go through the get your food. And there's a silent auction, and it's a great fun event.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for everything that you do here as part of the pet therapy program. And thank you, Rooney, for your service. We'll be right back after this. I bet you didn't know that Phoenix Children's Hospital is home to the largest pediatric health consumer library in the Southwest. The Emily Center is named for Emily Anderson. She fought a rare form of leukemia before losing her battle just shy of her 7th birthday. Emily's parents were frustrated by the lack of easy-to-understand information and founded the Emily Center so that families of sick children would always have access to health information that's accurate, easy to understand, and free of charge. Instead of librarians, here you'll find highly skilled nurses to conduct individualized research for families and professionals. It's an amazing resource for families at a time when they need good information the most. Where you would expect to find a library is a school, and that's where we're headed next. The holidays may be over, but we have a few more good news stories we just had to share.
It all started about 22 years ago. We came across Capitol School and we realized the need for the kids. They didn't have a lot offered to them, and we knew a lot of these families didn't have the funds to provide Christmas gifts for the kids.
Our students, you know, they're great kids from great families, but they struggle a lot economically, typically in our community. And so we have kids coming from really tough circumstances. And, you know, we've had several parents tell us that, you know, this is the best gift that they're going to have for Christmas. So it really does mean a lot each year when Cox is going to be here for the holidays and for Christmas. It means a lot to myself, to the staff and the parents, and obviously to the students. It's really big and really important in our community.
We've just tried to make it a little bit better every year. It's a huge give back in our minds to the community, and I love doing it. I love seeing the expressions on the kids' faces and just knowing that we can make a difference in some of these kids' lives.
As a principal at the school, when you see the children really excited and gleeful and celebrating the holiday season and Christmas that way, it's really huge. Seeing, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus come here every year and put so much effort into it. The photo with the children and Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus that each child gets is something that really lights up their faces as much as the gift itself, which is always tremendous and always so appropriate for the children, and they're really excited about that. But that picture also is something that provides excitement to the parents and to the children. So, again, I can't say thank you enough to Cox Communications for making all this happen, because it gets bigger and better every year.
I've been with the company 31 years now for Cox, and I can tell you that they're very, very centered around the communities and involvement. They actually encourage all their employees to do as much as they can for the community, and even organize events so that we can make an impact.
They all know who Cox Communications is and, the size and power of the corporation, but it really humanizes it when the men and women from the company come here and participate and engage with the children and the parents. It's just really an awesome event. And, we're so thankful that each and every student receives these wonderful gifts. And like I said, this has been going on for 22 years, so it's really something that's special to our school and to our community.
If you caught last month's episode of Doing More, you'll remember the wonderful event at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess for the Love Up foster children. One little girl at the event wondered if Santa would really visit her since he hadn't remembered her in the past. That was all the Fairmont elves needed to hear, and they went to work taking gifts and Christmas cheer to little Valerie and her friends who spent the holiday at the Child Crisis Center. Those Fairmont elves are amazing. You can still watch last month's show on YurView.com. It's a great story that will leave you believing in the goodness of people, which is a great way to start the new year. Our thanks to Phoenix Children's Hospital for letting us visit this amazing place. I'll be back soon with more good news stories on Doing More. For YurView, I'm Erica Cardenas. See you next time.